Dear Lucia, this is a message from the year 2020. I will be describing to you what has been one of the most significant years in modern history and in my life. With love, your mother. For me, 2020 started on December 30th of 2019, the day we learned that your grandfather, my dad, passed away. He died because from a mental illness that had troubled him for most of his life. Your uncles and I expected it somehow, but it certainly did shock us and surprise us. By that moment, it was evident that 2020 was going to be a difficult year. The first thing that defined 2020 were the Australian fires. The complete island was burnt out, millions of animals died, and thousands of people were forced to migrate. Worldwide volunteers arrived to the country for service. They would help extinguish the fire and rescue the endangered species. The results of global warming were finally striking. Later, in March, I began working as a curator at the Tamayo Museum in Mexico City. Just 1 week and a half from my first day, women decided to manifest their discontent and anger towards the femicides and sexism that has defined Mexico throughout history. The dynamic consisted firstly in protests and secondly in the organized absence of women from public life for a whole day. I myself didn't go to work and stayed home with you when you were only 11 months of age. The objective of the strike was for men to value women in society and experience what would be a world without women. Very few women were seen in the streets. The media coverage of the cities was shocking. I could say that it was a very important day in our fight for gender equality. The third and most significant event of the year has been the pandemic. A new virus, denominated as COVID-19, has spread from Wuhan, China to the world, infecting millions of people and killing thousands. By March, Spain and Italy had recorded approximately 900 deaths per day, which frightened other countries, forcing them to apply an obligatory lockdown. Mexico began quarantine on March 23rd. People still don't know for sure the origins or the nature of the virus. However, the whole situation is causing people to reflect and awaken. Conspiracy theories circulate in the media. Some even imply this virus is a man-made disease or a distraction from a even bigger agenda. But we still don't have certainty of anything. Beyond the manipulation of the disease, a in the media has been accompanying us during the lockdown. Nowadays, fake news are new normal. I really hope clarity arrives to us shortly. For me, the pandemic and the lockdown has been a bit stressful since it has highlighted my father's absence. We have been in lockdown for 3 months, and in this period of time, you became 1 year old, which was very, very exciting. However, it was also a bit sad since we couldn't celebrate your first year of life as we would have wanted to. You had a small party with your grandparents and your cousin Emilio. The day was beautiful and we had a lot of fun. At the moment, you're a baby, and it has been really hard to cook, clean the house, work, and take care of you all at the same time. Your father and I have certainly enjoyed you to the fullest, but it can sometimes be hard and stressful to manage your time and projects effectively in the midst of this pandemic. I wish we could have more balance. One thing that has helped us both, your father and I, to be in peace during this time has been meditating and doing yoga. We want to convey you our love and peace today and always. Lastly, I want to tell you about the killing of a young black man called George Floyd. who was suffocated to death by a white cop in the United States. The tragedy has triggered worldwide protests that fight to end police brutality against black people and racism overall. In a way, that's one of the biggest pandemics of the world. The movement that represented the social cause is named Black Lives Matter. In Mexico, we as well encounter racism towards indigenous and dark-skinned colored people. Racism is beyond common sense and should have no place in our society. I hope the world's future on racism is null and that you're living in times where your skin color does not define your value in the world. Even though it has been a tough half year, I'm proud that these things have happened. I'm proud of the people who are raising their voices and fighting for justice. I'm proud of the consciousness and awakening this year has made possible. I'm proud to be part of this generation, and I'm most definitely proud of you and all the achievements you've made until now. Thank you for being my daughter, dear Lucy. ¿Cuál te gusta? ¡Ay!